Hello, everybody. My new friends, my old friends, I should say my former friends. Wait, you're not former. You're still with me. Hello and welcome and welcome and welcome. And today we're going to be talking about what it is, the one thing, the one exercise that you can do to change how you show up on video and then how your audience actually interacts with that video. So whether you are creating your first online course, right? That's creating videos, a masterclass, homepage video, opt-in video, sales video, you get the idea, right? Live video, this one thing is going to change how you do video. It's actually going to change how you do all of your marketing and how you communicate. And here it is. I'm not going to make you wait for it. It isn't about you. Even though you are the person showing up, it's not about you. Not even a little bit. And this is something I'm doing right now with my live video launchpad folks, right? They're learning that very quickly from my feedback, but it's also my private clients, my students all say the same thing. The one thing you told me, the one thing that I remember, the one thing that gets me showing back up on video is when you said, it's not about you. Who's it about? It's about your audience. And let me just dip for a moment into how this shows up, because I see it all the time. I hear these things all the time. And if you are saying these things, or you're thinking these things, or you've said these things to me, this is how you are making it about you and not about your audience. If you're doing multiple takes of videos and your videos are never making the light of day, if you keep doing your videos over and over and over and over again, perfectionist Patty, what do we say to perfectionist Patty? Suck it, right? That is making it about you. You are trying to be perfect for you. It says, great advice, Tracy. Thank you, Facebook user. Jennifer Miller, could it be? Heather Kuhn? Not sure. Second way, you worry about messing up or saying the wrong thing. Is that about your audience? It is not about your audience. That's about you. So again, you've turned the tables and you've made the video about you. Another way that shows up a lot is, I don't like the way I look or sound on video. Nobody watching your video, if you are helping them move from A to B, if you are creating transformation for them, if you are filling in a blank that they have desperately been searching for, nobody cares what you look like. Nobody cares if you have a little strawberry seed, it's happened, in between your teeth. Nobody cares what size you are, what color your hair is, whether your hair is frizzy, whether you got a little lipstick on your teeth, right? Nobody cares except for you, because you're making it about you. Another way this comes up is when your content is being created from your head, right? It's your curse of knowledge. You're coming in as the expert. I know you're smart. I know you're expert. I know you're educated. I know that you're the expert, right? I know all these things about you. You know all these things about you. And so the information you're putting out there when you're making it about you and not about your audience is your curse of knowledge. You are bringing lives or videos and you're telling your audience what you think that they need to know, rather than creating content based on what they want to know. And that is a huge difference, my friends. And I need you to lean in and listen to that one, because it's often overlooked. And right now we're in live video launchpad. We're going through, they have their prompt exercises where they're just going live for under a minute and people will start talking and they won't get to the point and they realize, right? It's not about, they didn't make it about their audience. They made it about them. They made it about what's in their head. They're getting in their head. They're staying in their head and they're making it about them. And another way that this shows up is when a lot of you come to me and you're worried about being authentic when you script, or you're worried about being authentic on video. Let me tell you something. When you stop making it about you, you will show up authentically. Your scripts will be authentic. How? Because you're making it about your audience. And so, right, once you truly embrace that the video is not about you, this all becomes easier. And again, I've told you before, this is a process, right? There's a process to going on video and getting good at video. And so when you tell me it's a lighting issue, an editing issue, anything like that, bull malarkey. There are YouTube tutorials up the wazoo about that. But if you're still not making videos, you are making it about you. I'm glad you're here. I'm glad you're in my world. I'm glad you're in my sphere so that I can help you get over that. But it's not about the lighting. It's not about the editing. It's not about the scripting. It's about you making it about you instead of making it about your audience and helping them, right? So stepping into your light by going on video is my why. Hi, Natalia. Hi. Love your made up words. I love you. Wazoo, what? It's been so long. Hola, girlfriend. So again, I need you to get out of your head and stop making it about you because you're coming online for a reason, right? Otherwise, you could just have an offline business. Fair enough. You don't have to really deal with people that way, right? Now, you can't have brick and mortar. You can't be forward-facing or front-facing. Hey, Marla, be of service. Share the story that speaks or touches to someone. You're welcome. Time to let go of your looks and remember it's not about you. That's right. And Marla is in my live video launchpad. So she is experiencing this firsthand. There is no time. There's no time in live video launchpad. It's only 10 days to make it about them. They just have to keep doing the work and showing up. It's required. You keep showing up. You keep showing up. And already, only on day, 4, people have already let their guard down because they're like, shit, I have to do this, right? I do it in 10 days because it's like shit or get off the pot, right? You've got to just show up and do it. But again, you need to make it about your audience, which is what we're working with in there. And again, for those of you who are new to me, if you're in Video Playground, under the files, there's something called Audience of One. Marla, it's also in yours under files. It's in your private group, right? And your audience of one is your jumping off point. So if you're like, but how do I not make it about me? It's me on camera. That's all it is. It's just you on camera. That's it. Because it will take you, well, it could take you less than 10 days, right? It can take you a very short of amount of time to get comfortable on camera, especially when you're not making it about you. Right now, I can't even see me. Why? There is no reason to see me. Little trick I teach all of my live students is that I always cover my face. I leave the comments open because I want to see the comments, but I never look at myself because none of this has anything to do with me. It has to do with you stepping into your light. It has to do with you showing up and saying, I have this gift and I really want to share it with the world. I know that I can help people do this, but then you stop because you won't be visible. And when you do that, you're saying one thing. You're saying, I want this, but your actions are saying, I actually don't want this. Right? And so I want you to think about that because it's a choice. Everything we do is a choice. You are choosing not to share your light. When you decide, I'm not going to do videos because it's too hard, because of the editing, because of the lighting, because I don't have time, bullshit. Time is just one of those things like everybody can make time to show up for your audience. They're the people who are going to end up following you and paying you. And so you don't have time for that. What else do you have time for? Right? I get it if you have a limited amount of time. I have a limited amount of time. That's why I make it a priority to show up all the time. I talk about Tom, not my husband Tom, but top of mind. And that's what video allows. It allows you to be visible. It allows you to be top of mind. It allows you to be all up in people's faces, but in a helpful way. If you never do that, no one's ever going to know who you are. So, okay, you're like, okay, stop yelling at me, Tracy. All right, I will, right? But I want to give you permission to breathe, but focus, right? So what should you focus on then? If your videos are not about you, who should you be focused on? Your audience, of course. So the first step to video confidence and comfort and having the magical video touch, which, by the way, no one is born with, right? You have to earn that. You have to actually get out on video and keep making them and remember it's not about you and just keep putting it out anyway in imperfect action, right? So if you are making up any of those excuses, if you are coming to me and saying, I don't like the way I look, I have to do a million takes, I don't know how to do this. These are excuses. And this is you allowing perfectionist Patty to be all up in your face. And what do we tell perfectionist Patty to do? We tell her to suck it, because perfectionist Patty wants you to stay in perfect inaction, right? And she's the one, I'm an introvert and operate in the shadows. No, who is this introvert operating in the shadows? Because you missed my Facebook live about why introverts actually make the best video people. Totally made up word, right? Like, but my introvert clients and students are actually best on video, because as soon as I tell them it's not about them, they're like, great, because I don't want it to be about me. But just because you're an introvert doesn't mean you're wildly smart and have something amazing to share. You do. Simply by being an extrovert does not make you better on video. Perfectionist Patty, suck it. I knew to tell you you'd love that. How do I say suck it in Spanish? Right? I'm going to start doing that, by the way. I'll just do a little jiffy of my own. Suck it, suck it, suck it. But right, so introverts aren't all really good on camera. And in fact, I mean extroverts, because extroverts have a tough time shutting it down. Extroverts have a really hard time not making it about them. So when you tell me you're an introvert, that, my friend, is an excuse. And you need to tell perfectionist Patty to suck it hard. Apestas. Did I say apestas? Apestas? Is that suck it? Apestas. Yeah, totally not getting that. You might do for that. Did I get it? Apestas? I'm writing that down because I'm going to keep saying that, or maybe I need to look up how to pronounce it. But anyway, so you need to know your audience. This is how we get over it, right? Like, so if it's not about you and it's about your audience, then what? Well, the next step is to find out about your audience. What do they want? So when I said one of the excuses is that you're creating content from here, it's where everybody starts, because we're the experts. So where else are you supposed to create it from? Your audience, right? So I want you to reach out into your audience. I want you to know your audience, right? And if you don't have an audience yet, fantastic. Who would your ideal audience be? And then put yourself in their shoes, because that's what you're forgetting to do. You're coming from all the way out here, and that's not where you need to be. You need to be in here and thinking about what is it that they truly want and how can I help them get there? Because you know what to do. When people tell me I don't know what to talk about, that is actually an excuse. You know exactly what to talk about. Now, may not know how to structure it. You may not know when to kind of put on the brakes and how to, make it in a way so that it draws people out and into your world. That's different. But you do know what you need to talk about. You just don't know how to formulate it. So again, language is important. How you approach it is important. What you say to yourself in your head. One of my clients, Katie Brower, whom I adore, calls it the itty bitty shitty committee. And the itty bitty shitty committee is headed by our friend perfectionist Patty. She loves them because they tell you you're not good enough, right? They tell you that you're too fat, too short, too shy, too whatever, too loud, too much. Tell her to suck it. It doesn't matter what vert you are, right? I'm actually an omnivert, and not a lot of people know that word, but the omnivert is somebody who can turn it on and then needs to turn it off and be by herself. It's me, right? So I can go to a networking event and I can network the shiitake out of myself, and I can be on and people are like, wow, she has a lot of energy. And then I need to go back to my hotel room where no one is allowed to talk to me for hours, right? So that's an omnivert. That's somebody who can turn it on. And I don't mean turn it on and be fake. I mean, turn it on being like, yes, I'm here, I'm present, I'm full on. But then it's exhausting. And a lot of omniverts are also empaths. So you're feeding off other people's energy, but you're also absorbing that energy. So you need to go, let it go, right? So knowing your audience and what they need from you, focusing and having a focus. So another thing a lot of people do is the video vomit, where they're like, I'm going to talk about this, and then I'm going to talk about this, and then I'll talk about this. And there's no focus there. And then it becomes confusing because you're confusing your audience. And you've made it about you and all the little things you know. We do something in Live Video Launchpad called the magical content wheel, where it focuses your ideas and then you come up. Hey, Lee, that's me. Which one is you? All over the place, Lee? Is that it? You just keep going, picking, video vomiting? It's all of us. That's where we all start, right? Because people tell you, like a Nike commercial, to just show up and do it. And if it were that easy, everybody would, right? But if you don't know what to talk about, think about your audience. So here's something that I've been doing for a long time. I don't put anything out into the world until I talk to actual humans. I have never created a course first and then sold it. I've always sold the course and then created it. And what I do is I either do a beta group and I learn from them, omnivert, and yes, all over the place, yes. And so you just need focus, my friends, right? So have a goal. That's what we're working on. You have a goal. And again, people think lofty goals. I have a course and it's coming out in March. Well, that's not your now goal. Your now goal is to nurture those people or build. You should be list building all of the time. And I'm going to be doing a live, I don't know when, but I'm going to be doing a live about, it's like your forgotten list. People launch and then they ghost their list because they're in the launch and they've done all this stuff, and you can't do that. You have to constantly be building your list, always in the background, always be building your list, because who are you going to sell to the next time? A lot of people do really well on their first launch and then not as well on the second launch because they've forgotten to keep building. And the first people have already seen that offer and they've already said, I don't want that offer. Or maybe they're ready, but you don't have as many people. So that's a common launch mistake, is that you get all into the launch, and launches are time consuming and they are all encompassing. And then you forget that you should be also list building in the background all the time, 365 days a year. You should be building that list. You should be building that customer base. And so I interview people when I have something new coming out, and I want to remember how to not be in the curse of knowledge. And in video, it's very easy because I know a lot about video. So a lot of stuff is super obvious to me, not, how to go in front of the camera, but like the behind the camera stuff. So people ask me something, I'm like, duh, right? Not duh. An example I shared today, and I'll share it with you, is a common phrase in the video world, and you'll see it all over in all the ads, is camera confidence. Camera confidence. Now, you all know what that is, but how many of you have actually Googled camera confidence? I'm guessing not a lot of you, because what you actually want is to not look like a fumbling, bumbling amateur. How do I know that? Because that's what you all told me. I kept saying camera confidence, and it was just not resonating. When I started saying you don't want to show up on live video or on your videos like an amateur, ping, 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 I'm speaking your language. How do I know? Because it is your language. I interviewed people. I hopped on a 10-minute Zoom with people. I asked them pointed questions about what their fears were, and I used their language in my copy, in my lives, in my emails, in my posts, in my blogs, right? Because that's how, when we talk about, again, this changing everything about how you show up in the world online, because it's not about me, then I'm listening and I have notes and I know what language to use. Suddenly you think, she is kind of talking my language, right? Like Lee just did, like, oh my gosh, she totally gets me. I do get you. I get you because I've been there, but I also get you because I've done the research to realize, like, this is what you need to hear, right? So interview people, go into groups. If you're you have some sort of product for moms that makes their lives less overwhelming, go into the moms groups. Do not be a jerk. Do not start pitching. Do not start asking people to hop on calls. Be helpful. Hang out in those groups. Join a bunch of them and be the person, the go-to person who has great advice that people can execute on. Because then what will happen is they'll start saying, can I PM you? Can I? Yeah, you can, and hop on a discovery call and sell your course that way, or sell your coaching, or whatever it is. But it's a process. You're showing up as the expert. You're saying, I have what you need, but you're doing it in their way. And it's magical, right? Finding out the language that your audience speaks it's like this golden key to your marketing that is going to change everything you do. I can tell when my emails fall flat or things fall flat is when I try and follow someone else's formula for email writing, Or I start doing Facebook ads based on the Facebook ad formula that got me millions of dollars, right? Like I start to follow that and I'm like, this doesn't feel like me. And then I put it out there in the world because it isn't me. And I don't talk like that. And I'm not really getting into the head of my audience when I do that. I'm copying somebody else's, right? So when something doesn't feel right to you, it's not right, right? And so again, come back to your focus. What is your short-term goal? What is it you want to do? So is it your homepage video? Do you need a homepage video? Well, when people come to your homepage video, so that's your goal, you're going to make a homepage video, right? What is it that people need to hear when they land on your homepage that will make them feel like they have found the right place, right? That is not, hi, I'm Sherry and I do this and I do this and I have this much authority and I've done this and I. No, even your about page, it's not about you. Even though it says about me, it's actually about how your story, your life work translates into helping whomever is on the other end reading about you. When I get to an about me page and it starts like I was born in 1992 and I went to college and then this and I did this and I did this and I'm like, how do I don't care about that. Now, if they tell me they were born in 1992 and from birth, they were creative. They've been an artist. They had no outlet. They didn't know. And then they found, right? Then they're bringing me in. I'm like, oh, I want them because they have a lifetime of experience doing what I need them to do for me. Right? Do you see the difference between that? So again, the bottom line here, the magical exercise, the magical mantra that you can put into your head is that it is not about you when it comes to video. And that will help you in everything. I'm telling you, it'll change your emails. It'll change once you get to know your audience and you make it about them. It will change the way you show up online. And it'll be amazing. Hi, Mazarique, right? So get to know your audience intimately. And again, for video, you're talking to one person. You can only sell one person at a time. You can market to millions, but you're only selling one at a time. So speak to one person. Make it conversational. Make it from your heart and not from your head. Make it not about you. So again, before we leave, I would just like one last chance to tell you to tell Perfectionist Patty to suck it, because that's who's coming in and she's bringing her itty bitty shitty committee with her, right? She's like, come on, guys. She feels really insecure about video. She's not ready. She's got muffin top. She needs to get those roots dyed. Her face is falling in slow motion. Let's keep telling her all the things. Those are all mine. Right? But I keep coming back over and over and over again. I'm picking a sign. I'm putting that on my laptop. It's about them. It is not about you. Right? It's about your audience. Name your audience person. Victoria is mine. I speak to Victoria now. I need to change her because Victoria has worked with me and she has wild, wild success. I need to pick someone else. Maybe her name is Facebook user. Hi, Mazarique. You're welcome. Everybody needs this reminder. It's why I went live today, because in Live Video Launchpad, we talk about things. And again, I hop on with clients and sometimes I just need to hear it again. Oh, that one thing you told me, the one thing that changed my video path was that it is not about me. And it's gold. It's gold because once you get over yourself, right? Have something to remind you that every time, so the next time you're supposed to do a video or write a script for a video or whatever it is, and you suddenly aren't doing it, I want you to write down whatever it is that excuse is, because that's what it is it's an excuse, 110%. Remember, I started in the beginning and I told you, you have a choice. Everything is a choice. So when you tell me that you don't have time to make videos, you are choosing not to make time for videos. Right? That's a different story. And it's okay as long as you're okay saying, it's not important enough for me to reach my audience to make videos right now. That's fine. It's okay. I disagree, obviously, as the video lady, but you need to say it like that and you need to own it because that's yours. Or if you're saying, I don't know how to set up my lighting. I bought a light. I don't know how to set it up. YouTube. It's why it exists, right? Your lighting doesn't have to be perfect, but watch a YouTube video, right? Is what I did. I just got off one of the best home studio makeovers I've ever had with one of my students, David, and it was fantastic. We had so much fun, but he's asking me about all this stuff that he needs to buy, and I'm like, you don't need any of it. I'm looking at your space. You need a ring light. That's it. Go. And he said, okay. Right? There's lots of bells and whistles. That's lots of things that you can buy that you don't need. And so if you are brand new to video, if you have no audience and you have no experience and you have no equipment, you start with live video. Live video is your entryway to getting an audience, right? Then once you have that, your next video should be your homepage video. If you have a website and now you're building an audience because you're doing live videos, your next one is your homepage video. Because when people meet you, they see your videos, they're going to go to your homepage and they're going to check you out. And you want them to know, oh, you've landed in the right place. And don't worry, I'm not going to leave you hanging over the next couple of weeks. We're going to be talking about your homepage video. Then after your homepage video, maybe it's YouTube, right? But you don't do them all at once. It's a process, right? So I just want everybody before we leave to just put in the comments there, if you're watching on the replay, please do this with me. It's my favorite thing to say, and that is, apestas, Patty. Suck it, Patty. I still don't think I have it to tell you, but it's okay. That was in Spanish. Suck it, Patty, right? Because Patty is holding you back. Name her. She sucks. Tell her to suck it back. She can keep her itty bitty shitty committee, but you're going live, or you're going to make that video, or you're going to just do 1 or 2 takes to get it out there in imperfect action, because your audience doesn't care. If the content is good, they don't care that your lighting isn't perfect, that your makeup isn't perfect, that you may have gained a COVID 5, 10, 15. Who cares? Nobody cares. You can't even see me from like here down. Who knows what I look like from there down? It doesn't matter. Thank you. Suck it, Patty. I see the suck it, Patties. I will see you all next week, but we're moving in, right? I've been talking a lot about live video, but now I am nurturing my folks within Live Video Launchpad. If you are interested in Live Video Launchpad and you missed it the last round, because I just shut the doors last Wednesday, just put it in the comments. I'll be happy to put you on the wait list. You want to be on the wait list. You get treated differently on the wait list, right? And I'll be offering it again at the end of February. Age, suck it, Patty. Right? But we'll be working on your homepage video. That is next. Scripting. You need to be talking about those types of things because you want to be prepared. You want to have a goal. You want to know where you're going. That will give you ease. That and telling your friend Patty to suck it and don't let the door hit her on the bum on the way out. Okay, I have to go make dinner. I have to go kiss my nugget. I have been on the computer all day long, but I'll see you. And if you're watching on the replay and you have a question, you know what to do. If you want to get on the wait list, just drop me a line. I'm happy to send you that link, and I will see you all next week. Take care.